GOP Representative Harriet Hageman had a very warm welcome during a recent Wyoming town hall.
DOGE is not dismantling Social Security. And even with reconciliation, we are not allowed to touch Social Security. The work that I have specifically been doing, I am on the Judiciary Committee and the Natural Resources Committee.
I worked for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, helping Wyoming family farmers deal with drought until I was fired a month ago in the mass firings, and despite only having the highest marks in my performance review. In a state where so many farmers rely on government programs for drought and disaster relief, Trump's plans to cut these programs and the people who administer them, coupled with the tariffs, will decimate Wyoming farms and rural communities. What are you doing about that?
I disagree. I come from the ag community. I'm well aware of what kind of programs are out there. It's so bizarre to me how obsessed you are with federal government. But here's the thing.
Damn. Oh, I disagree. I disagree. What? That's not an answer. Look, at one point, she had stopped, laughed, and actually began to clap while she was being loudly jeered. Okay. And that was after she defended the work that DOGE is doing. Okay. So, I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Defend DOGE. Yeah, that's great. That's a great applause line. Very, very popular, okay, program that's going on. Now, one of the questions that was asked was about the farmers, okay, in that video. Farmers are getting destroyed as a result of the tariffs, the counter tariffs, okay, the canceling of food contracts with USAID, as well as with the USDA, okay, the freezing of funding. So now these agencies, what they would do is that they would buy significant portions of these crops, and they send them either overseas, people who are in need, or, you know, they use them in the schools. Now that helps farmers, helps the schools, all that stuff. These programs now are completely shut down, or at best on hold, frozen. So now what's going to happen then? Well, I mean, stuff's going to rot in the fields, of course. And the other thing that's going to happen is massive amounts of welfare to the farmers. That's right. USDA is now accepting applications from farmers affected by low commodity prices. Oh, this is part of an aid package that was passed back in December before Trump had taken over, which included $10 billion for economic assistance to the farmers. Congress also passed their own $20 billion in farm aid for natural disasters in 2023 and 2024. So, yeah, farmers are getting ready to get massive amounts of welfare. Of course, Donald Trump is going to go and claim that it's all because of him. I gave you the welfare, and everything is going to be fine. But wait, everything is not fine. DOGE is destroying things like Social Security, veterans, the VA, okay? Making it more difficult for people to apply for the benefits that they have earned through their entire lives. People are getting kicked off the program for being too old. Wait a minute, that's messed up. And a lot of other things, okay? They're systematically going in and breaking government. And that is why people are mad. About 500 people packed the Civic Center auditorium in Laramie, Wyoming. In fact, a local reporter with the Cowboy State Daily. Okay, so we're not talking about city-slicking liberals, okay? Had estimated that about 3/4 of the crowd were there to oppose her. They wrote that this was a startling dynamic in a state that Trump carried with more than 72% of the vote. This is the same person, by the way, who ousted Liz Cheney. She won in a landslide in the Republican primary. Because Liz Cheney, look, I'm not a huge fan of Liz Cheney, and I'll be honest about that, right? But I do respect that she actually stood up as a Republican and opposed Donald Trump, especially after what happened on January 6th. So it's kind of the minimum that we would expect from Republicans. And not surprisingly, the vast majority of Republicans did not meet the bar. Okay, they went right under the bar. All right, they slid right under it. Well, just when you think they couldn't go lower, they went lower under the barrel. Okay, just there's no bottom to it. All right, and so she replaced Liz Cheney. Republicans were like, yeah, we're going to replace Liz Cheney, even though Liz Cheney is extremely conservative. Her policies, extremely conservative. Didn't matter because she's not a cultist. She's not enthralled to the cult of Trump. And so that's where we're at here. Okay. It should be obvious that Democrats don't exactly have a big presence there. Okay. But apparently there might be enough of them. I'm sure there's a few Democrats in that crowd that live there. Okay. And in addition to that, of course, there's enough pissed off people that were there to crash Hageman's town hall. I absolutely love it because I love when voters come out of the woodwork, okay, and challenge their Republican representatives. You know, it would have been nice if there weren't Republican representatives because then we wouldn't be in this mess. But, you know, the votes went the way they were. Okay, went the way that they did, and now we have full Republican control. And now you've got people that, you know, and some who voted for this saying, oh, wait, turns out I don't really like this. Yeah. And again, it's not like her own voters didn't show up. They were all sitting in the front row. Okay, they're sitting in the front row, and they were cheering, and they had their MAGA hats on and all that stuff. But it seemed like they were a bit outnumbered here in this case, which is funny because there's all this talk about paid Democratic operatives, right? Showing up to these town halls. Well, I talked to one about in Nebraska, okay? Nebraska, and then we got Laramie, Wyoming, okay? What Democrat operatives are showing up to these places? I mean, it's not exactly these are high profile, and it's not exactly like you have a lot of money on the progressive side. Certainly not on the progressive side, certainly not on the lefty side. But I mean, Harris's campaign ended with like millions of dollars in debt. So where's the money here? Okay, where's the money to pay operatives? Okay, I keep asking that question because I think it's an important question. With what money are they hiring operatives? Okay, and where's the evidence of that? And I think you all know the answer here.
Just forget about the evidence.
Exactly. And so, the projection here, by the way, on that argument is great too. Because remember, this is the party that would bus in Tea Party protesters. Yeah. So, I mean, I love the massive projection about all of this. And of course, there's the argument too of, the reason that the fans are not there, which Trump fans were there, by the way, they're just not. They just weren't showing up, as a majority. Well, it's because they have jobs. So I love the accusation, of course, that it's the progressives that don't have jobs. But wait a minute, if they're showing up as paid protesters, which they're not doing, but if they were, doesn't that count as a job? Getting paid for it, right? I mean, that would be a job, technically. And the other thing is, because of DOGE and Elon Musk, there are thousands of people out there, including veterans, about 6,000 veterans at least, that no longer have jobs because of Musk and DOGE. And you know what? They're kind of pissed off about it. A lot of them are, at least. Okay, and they're also pissed off at the planned cuts to Social Security. I mean, look, DOGE they're planning to cut Social Security offices. They're trying to cancel the phone service so that you'd have to go into the office itself. And of course, they're closing offices. Okay, they're while he's citing massive Social Security fraud, except that they cannot prove that there's Social Security fraud. Okay, we're not stupid. Okay, he's out there hobbling the program's administration in order to try to make it worse. Why? Well, the ultimate goal is to have people willingly give over Social Security to his rich friends on Wall Street. And it could be Musk because he wants to destroy it because he's a nihilist, but also Donald Trump as well. And so all those people and the people over at Project 2025, of course, have been huge fans of privatization of Social Security. So they want to break government piece by piece so that at the end of the day, they can privatize it and rich people can make a profit off your retirement. And that's if you're lucky enough to get any for yourself. Okay, so I love the town halls. I love seeing them get booed. Okay, that's great. But what would be better is if this energy were actually turned into action. And it not just protest. Protest is great. But also channel it into, I don't know, maybe having someone run against these ghouls. And at the end of the day, having them lose their jobs. Voting them out would be the best outcome of all of this. And that is something that I would absolutely love to see. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.